Hi and welcome to our Gallops. The first horses have gone down, and as you can see, we've got a great view of the track. Craig's upstairs, and he'll be calling these Gallops for us. But I do know Kevin and I are sitting here in the studio. We watched Do It Again go out. It won't be having a companion. Richard Fourie with it, Kev, and last year's winner. Nice to see him out the first.
Yeah, nice to see him out. He's a fantastic looking animal, Lef. Warren will be in the proding and maybe get an interview with Justin as well. And thanks for the information. We've just heard that Magnificent 7 is out. Yep. So Kemp gets in. But there we go. A lovely view of this morning, Lef. Absolutely magnificent morning. 20 degrees when I got here this morning, Lef. That's like a summer's day. But there's the big fella.
Yeah, trotting down past the entrance to the golf course, and he's down probably about 2,400 meters. He's scheduled to go off it from the mile. As I say, this is from the Justin Snaith stable. Richard Fourie rides, last year's winner, but twice over. A superb horse who's coming into the race in fine fettle, the top weight. And as he gets nearer the mile, Craig will call us through. But Kev, look at him, he is pricked.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got his companion left. He always got his companion with him. He looks very happy. And
lead pony.
Lead pony, yeah. When I say companion, he's a little pony. But yeah, he looks fantastic, having a good look around. And he's a big runner, Lef. I've got to give it to him, but he's got to carry the pudding.
Carry the pudding, top horse. He's as good as anything in the country, I believe. But as you say, they put the weight in him, and he's going to have to come through. So there he is. He's trotting down probably past the July starting point. As you can see, very relaxed. He runs in the colours that he did last year. Well, these horses will be galloping in their owner's silk, so it'll be very easy to pick up. And Richard Fourie, as I say, with the companion. Kev, we'll have a lot of support in the day.
Yeah, absolutely, Lef. I think Justin Snaith has got a strong hand. Doublemint is another one of his. Miyabi Gold. Yeah. Magnificent 7, as we said out.
To conquer last year's run up.
I think he's a big runner. He's got to get. I think it was a kilo last year. He gets 7 kilos from the fella that's on screen at the moment. Now that is.
Pity Lloyd didn't come out again.
Pity. Jeff would have loved to have given one more chance at the July, but unfortunately I think it's going to elude him, as it is for Basil Marcus as well, eluded him as well. Yeah. And as we know, the champion and the great Michael Roberts.
Didn't elude you.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get one on the board, but Michael Roberts, I think it took him 17 or 18 attempts as well. So
one of the best riders I've ever seen.
And absolutely. So there's the big fella. He's going to be trotting up. He's coming up towards most probably the 1800. Right around there.
He's going to work from behind the drill hall, and Craig Peters is upstairs in the bird's nest, and as he's just starting to walk now, just to let you know, on our list we've been given us, they're going to stick strictly to it if they can. Rainbow Ridge, his great pal, will be out next with Gavin Larena and Eric Sands, and we haven't heard whether it's a companion or not in the others. Then Head Honcho, Hawam, Twist of Fate, Lady in Black, Eyes Wide Open. That's the first batch coming through. We will be showing you pre-recorded gallops over the Gauteng horses. Burrahin, Legal Eagle, Tilbury Fort, Return Flight, Zilzal and Divine Odyssey. But he's now walking very quietly, just letting him relax, and it should be any moment now they start getting rolling on him. As I say, he does look so relaxed. He knows this venue now. He's won the Guineas here, he's won the July, he's won a lot of big races here. And those are, I'm thinking they're Bernard Cantor's colours.
Those are Bernard Cantor's colours, the great Bernard Cantor, yellow.
He's got a couple of partners, hasn't he?
He has indeed, Lef.
Nick Johnson's one, I know that.
Absolutely. Nick's got a strong hand this year as well in the July. Yeah. With Made to Conquer as well.
Miyabi Gold. He's lost Magnificent 7, but still it's a very strong hand. A wonderful achievement by a relatively new owner in the game.
Absolutely. A big owner in the game as well, and he deserves all the success he gets. It is our good friend Nick Johnson. But Lef, I think we're just about ready. I think we're coming. I think he's
going very quietly, isn't he?
He is indeed. I think he's waiting. There's normally a guy standing.
Yes, there's probably they've got times to cross over, I believe. Well, just while we're talking about him, out on the track there, we've got another horse. Okay, and the horse is going to gallop. Let's go on upstairs to Craig.
Thanks very much. Good morning to you, Paul and Kevin. Yeah, it's going to be Eyes Wide Open that will gallop after Do It Again. Do It Again will jump off from the 1600 with no companion. Then Eyes Wide Open will jump off with Spring Fling as the companion. And of course, they're also going to be working from the 1400, while Do It Again is going to be working from the 1600 meter marker. course, Do It Again is for Nick Johnson, Bernard Cantor, and the late Jack Mitchell. Interesting to see that Richard Fourie was doing some neck exercises, just warming up, rolling his shoulders around just to get warmed up. Obviously, these great athletes, they've got to get themselves nice and warmed up, especially so early in the morning. But at this stage, Do It Again is very nice and calm. Kevin, you won the race on Epitombi. You dead eat it on Dancer's Daughter. You just missed it on Young Rake. How different is it when I cross back to you? How different is it to any other race in the country, the big one, when you start going into those gates? You can answer that, obviously, when I cross down to you after we've given the times for the first gallop. They've arrived now at the 1,600-metre marker with the lead horses, Do It Again. Do It Again is on offer at 9-2 for the big day. And Richard Fourie is the big race rider. At this stage is at stall gate number 10. We'll be giving you times from the 800 to the finish and the last 400 metres. And here goes Do It Again into the trot. And there he sets off on his gallop for the 4.25 million rand. Vodacom Durban July, our first work today, Do It Again. And let's see how he stretches out. He's nice and relaxed at this stage. He's a 6-time winner. He's earned almost 6 million rand in stake money. Head slightly twisted on a nice hold is Do It Again, bred by Northfield Stud. And he's stretching out nice and relaxed, not being asked to do much at this stage. As they go around to about the 1,100 metre, you'll see they're keeping to the outside of those dolls. And he's very nice and relaxed as Do It Again. Last year he won by 1 1/4 length under Anton Marcus. He was 10-1 last year, and just looking at him there, very nice, enjoying his gallop at this stage of the game as he moves towards that 700-metre region, and then he'll take that turn into the home stretch around those red dolls. We can see his action from the side, very nice, stretching out beautifully. All looks in good order for Do It Again, as I say, is on offer at 4-1 and 9-2. And on a very nice loose rein as he turns into the home stretch, gets to that 400-metre marker where we'll start also recording those times. And now you'll see Richard, he just gives him one sort of, come on my boy, let's just stretch it out a little bit. And he's throwing out those front legs beautifully. Do It Again. So I'm pretty sure that Justin Snaith's going to be elated with this workout. He's enjoying his morning gallop here as he comes down to the last 100 metres, and he's stretching out very nicely and nice and relaxed as he goes past the winning post now. And Richard Fourie, I'm sure, is going to give him a nice seal of approval. Stickers in his left hand, and he just slows him down now as he goes on to the poly for the pull-up. And Do It Again. Richard Fourie, Justin Snaith, of course, the twice over, and there he comes down now to practically a trot. And we're just looking at that slow-mo of Do It Again. The twice over, he's got those stockings on two of those legs, and yeah, Richard's just turning him around, let him just stretch that neck. He goes into the trot, and looking at the head-on of Do It Again. So let's take it from here. See, Richard's not asking much at this stage, but just at the 400, he said a little bit of a click, whispered in his ear and said, come on, boy, just pick it up ever so slightly. And he does so. And here he comes down to the business stage. We'll give you those times very shortly. In actual fact, we've got those times of Do It Again, just looking at it in slow motion. And Do It Again from the 800 metre to the finish is a 42.4. 42.4, 800 metre to finish, and 400 metre to finish, they've given us here as no time. So 400 metre to finish, there's no time recorded. That's what we've been handed. The next horse is apparently Eyes Wide Open. So my producer will let me know more or less where is Eyes Wide Open at this stage. It is heading behind the drill hall, and he's already to set off Eyes Wide Open. So they're going to already jump now with Eyes Wide Open. And Eyes Wide Open is number 11 on the program. And this is the Dynasty. And Warren Kennedy, that's with the red sleeves and cap. Eyes Wide Open is working with Spring Fling. And Luke Ferraris is aboard Spring Fling. Luke Ferraris is aboard Spring Fling. All right, so here we go now with the second gallop of the morning. And it is Spring Fling with Luke Ferraris and Eyes Wide Open. Eyes Wide Open is the Dynasty, of course, Dynasty. He's a former winner of the Vodacom Durban July from a wide draw under Robbie Fradd on that occasion. And both these workouts here of Spring Fling, and you'll see Luke Ferraris, he continues to just look behind him to see how his Eyes Wide Open travelling. Eyes Wide Open's on a loose rein at this stage with the red sleeves and cap. Warren Kennedy has not won the Vodacom Durban July, but I recall a cracking ride on Forest Path from a wide draw a couple of years back here. So now just look how loose that rein is on Eyes Wide Open, and he's working extremely well as well. Eyes Wide Open is a 20-to-1 shot. 20-to-1 shot on the Vodacom Durban July. I'm currently just giving you the draws that are printed in the race card. I know there's the scratchings and they could come in a draw, but Eyes Wide Open will currently be at stall gate number 18. Obviously, with the scratching, will come into 17, but I'm just giving you what's printed in the race card at this stage. So looking at the last 300 meters, and now Eyes Wide Open. The red sleeves and cap, not asked to do much, but he's stretching out very, very nicely indeed as the Dynasty. This for Kriegel Stud, and of course Glenn Carton moves up alongside Spring Fling as they get to the last 100 meters. And if we look at that action, he hasn't been asked to do anything at all. I must tell you, just looking at him here, passing the winning post, stretching out absolutely magnificently. And now you'll see Warren Kennedy starts to take hold of his mount, who still wants to go on with it alongside Spring Fling. We'll take a look shortly at the slow-mo or the head-on. You can see Eyes Wide Open. He just puts his neck down there just to take hold of that bit. He certainly wants to enjoy more of that workout. Now they're getting towards the 200-meter marker, and here's Eyes Wide Open. Very, very nice workout indeed as well. I'm pretty sure that Glenn Cotton and Warren Kennedy be over the moon with this gallop. He wasn't asked to do much, but he had a very nice elastic-like stride as he came down to the business end. Right, let's look at these times. Eyes Wide Open, 800 meter to finish, 51.09. 800 meter to finish, 51.09. And the last 400 meters, 23.27. 23.27, the last 400 meters for Eyes Wide Open. And as you can see on your picture there, he's just stretching his neck out off that nice brisk early morning workout for the Vodacom Durban July. The next horse that is appearing on track appears to be Hawam. Yes, it is Hawam with Anton Marcus, and he's just got a lead horse with him at this stage that's right in front of him, and Socrat, of course, and Craig Zaki in the black silks is on the right-hand side, and Socrat, they're going to work together for the Vodacom Durban July. They are currently heading towards about the 1600 meter marker now. It is the two gallopers that are next on the list, and you'll see Hawam very much on his toes, and it will be a big occasion for the Vodacom Durban July. Of course, Hawam is the current favourite. There is 16, 17 and 18 to 10 available, depending on which bookmaker you go to. Of course, there's the tote betting on the Vodacom Durban July on the big day as well. And Anton Marcus, he's certainly no stranger to winning the Vodacom Durban July. He won it last year, of course, on Do It Again. He's won it on Dancing Duel. He's won it on Hunting Tower. But just looking at Anton there, he's taken his feet out the irons, and Hawam just putting its head up here and there, and his stable companion Socrat in the black is just alongside of him. As their workout, Hawam will be from the 1600 meter marker. The only horse that we got working currently will be on the poly, will be Roy Had Enough. So all the other gallops at this stage, they're on the turf. The other gallops, they're going to be on the poly. The one on the poly, everything else will be on the turf. So just let's look at Hawam from a side view there, very much on his toes. And he's got that lead horse just to calm him down a bit. And Hawam, of course, is Anton Marcus, the current favourite for the Vodacom Durban July. So we'll just keep a very close eye on his behaviour there of Hawam. And it'll be interesting to see on the big day, has he got a lead horse to lead him out onto the track with the big crowd that is expected here on Vodacom Durban July. Anton just putting his feet back into the irons now, and they will jump off shortly from that 1600 meter marker. for the Vodacom Durban July. Right, so Socrat is in the black silks, and Hawam, your current favourite for the Vodacom Durban July. Anton Marcus, of course, rides on the big day. He's got the big race temperament, having won it on many occasions. And Hawam is the Silvano. It's owned by Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vogelberg's Drift in Maritzentain, and of course Anton Marcus and Mike de Kock. Mike de Kock, another who's certainly no stranger, having settled multiple winners of the Vodacom Durban July. So they've gone in behind the drill hall, where they'll jump off shortly from that 1600 meter marker for our next gallop of the morning. And as I say, Hawam, you can get 16, 17 or 18 to 10. He's turning sideways, just very interested in his surroundings at this stage of the game. And the lead horse is going to lead them off, or he's going to disappear. Let's see how they play that. And there's Socrat in the black silks. Now Craig Zack is just telling Socrat to go into his trot. And then Hawam in the blue silks, as they set off on their gallop in the Vodacom Durban July. And now the lead horse disappears, and we're on our gallop for the ruling favourite for the Vodacom Durban July. And it is Socrat with that 3-4 length lead. And Hawam, look at him, he wants to race. Nice energetic stride, very alert. Anton's got a nice hold on him. You'll see Hawam, he wants to race. Just put his head up in the air a couple of strides. There we go, mouth open. He knows what the game is about. So that's very interesting. Very brisk morning here, of course. And Socrat is nice and relaxed, and Hawam is following him. And every now and then he just opens that mouth, he put his head up, so he's nice and fresh. A lot of energy to Hawam, who their heads twisted sideways, and he's going to now come around. He's still got about 2 or 3 lengths to make up, but he's going to go around and join Socrat as Hawam. And Hawam is about 1.5 lengths off them at this stage. And they're going to turn towards that 600 meter marker. He's drawn Stallgate number 3, carries the 56, is the 6-time winner. He's only been beaten once. Here they come now to the 400 meter marker. Now Anton is going to move up alongside Socrat at the 400 meter marker. And now they're working together. Is that his tongue, or is he racing with a tongue tie? So we'll just try and get some more information on that. Is he got a tongue tie, or is his tongue on the side of the bit? It's very difficult to tell from here, but we'll get that confirmed. And here comes Hawam alongside Socrat as they come to the winning post. And here's a close-up of it. And it is Hawam and Socrat at the business end of their gallop. It looks like it's his tongue that was coming out nearest us, but just trying to take a closer look at that. It does look as though it is its tongue that is on the side of its mouth, that's come out of its mouth. But we get that confirmed, and that was the work out of Hawam. Mike de Kock, Anton Marcus, the current ruling favourite for the Vodacom Durban July, and then its head honcho, about to step up onto the track. And then just to see if we can give Paul and Kevin something to talk about, because they're currently at about the 1800. So Paul, let me just give you the times quickly of Hawam, and then we'll end to Paul and Kevin. 800 meter to finish for Hawam, 71.57. 71.57. The last 400 meters, 23.29. 400 to finish, 23.29. Is Paul and Kevin ready to take it over for a while? All right, we'll go down to Paul and Kevin. Thanks, guys.
Got the cue to go, and Kevin, interesting start to the Gallops.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen
do it again.
We've seen Hawam, Socrat, and we've seen Eyes Wide Open. And the question Craig asked me upstairs was about riding in the July as a jock. It is a big day, and it's always it's intense.
Nervous, excitement.
Yeah, it's intense. You get a little bit nervous, but only when you're in the parade that once you're out and about, you got a job to do. But yeah, it is lovely. The big days are lovely, and as you know, we've been overseas as well too, and most other.
I believe we've got Legal Eagles Gallop. If I'm good.
All right, that'll be on video. It's on video.
It's coming onto your screen in a moment while they trot these horses down. Legal Eagle galloped up in Gauteng. Have a look at this. And Legal Eagle is working with
Legal
Zilzal.
Eagle and Zilzal.
All right, we're just going to take us through the Gallop pre-recorded, and it's Zilzal and Legal Eagle. So I presume that is Legal Eagle in front. I'm just taking a guess here, and Zilzal back in second. It's very difficult to tell there which is which, but just looking, I think it's Legal Eagle in front and Zilzal following that, but we'll have to keep an eye on that because it is those yellow with the spots of Legal Eagle. And that certainly looks like his markings, but that's from a distance. So let's see when they turn into that home stretch. Yeah, but I think that's the colours of Legal Eagle, all right. That is in front, and Zilzal is on the left-hand side. He's stretching out very nicely. The term that it continues to be used, yes, there it is that Legal Eagle, don't let this one slip under the radar. Yeah, that's Legal Eagle nearest us with those yellow silks, and Zilzal's alongside of him, and as they come towards their last round. Lyle Hewitson was on Legal Eagle. He's currently at 20-1 in the betting is Legal Eagle. And he, as the term says, don't let this one slip under the radar. They worked from the 1500 meter marker, and just looking at them from the side there, you'll see the blanket is still on Legal Eagle, and he's nearest us, and Zilzal is on the far side as they come past that winning line in their pre-recorded Gallop. So that is Legal Eagle that has taken part, and the next horse is ready to jump off very shortly. We'll have to go into that, and that's Head Honcho, and Head Honcho is about to jump off on their Gallop. So we'll take that. They're just about at their starting point, and that's Head Honcho, Andranel, Keegan O'Malley, and there's no companion, although at this stage Keegan has still got his feet out the irons. And Head Honcho, one of the most improved horses in racing is Head Honcho. Now he's putting his feet in the irons. Head Honcho is going to work from the 1000 meter marker. So Head Honcho is going to work from the 1000 meter marker and has got no companion alongside. Head Honcho currently at 25-1 in the betting for the Vodacom Durban July. And he's just been led down by a lead horse, but he'll be working with no companion. Keegan O'Malley, of course, yet to win the Vodacom Durban July. These colours, very famous colours of Sabine Plattner. They've had previous gallopers in the race, including Angus, the year Ipi Tombi won it. They've had Ravelli Boy, and here's Head Honcho. So he looks full of himself as well, does Head Honcho. He's number 3 at the moment on is the Kirari and Keegan O'Malley. I believe there is an interview, so let's see if there is an interview lined up.
Thanks very much, Craig, and a good morning to you and the team. And let's talk to Glenn Cotson quickly before these horses go off. Glenn, what are your thoughts on your Gallop?
Look, we're very happy. We just let him be tucked in behind, and the jock said as soon as he came into the straight, when he pulled him out, he saw Dale. He said he battled to hold him. He said he just joined it. He really enjoyed himself. He was stretching out, came back nice and fresh on his toes, so we're very happy. We're just walking around the back, and he looks absolutely super. I think he's had a great prep, and we've got 9 days to go, so we cross our fingers and our toes and say our prayers, and hopefully we'll be here.
All the best to you, Glenn. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
There we go. Let's go back up to Craig for the next Gallop. Thank you.
Right, so Head Honcho is now approaching his 1000 meter starting point. Of course, Head Honcho, he is ultra consistent. His last run, he was second to Matador Man over the 1600. Prior to that, he finished only just under 1 length behind Rainbow Bridge. It was in the Sunmet, and then before that he made 3 in a row. So here's Head Honcho. Now Head Honcho sets off the Kirari, Sabine Plattner, for La Plaisance Stud, Keegan O'Malley and Andre Nel. And look at him. He has won a race on Vodacom Durban July previously. I think Anton rode him on that occasion. He was favourite, but look at him. He's also ready to rock and roll. Very nice action. Hopefully he'll be a bit more settled on Vodacom Durban July Day. Of course, he wants to run as he comes around those dolls into the home stretch with just over 400 metres to go. He's a winner of 8 races, is Head On Show. Here he comes past that 400 towards the 300-meter marker. And currently in the Vodacom Durban July, as I say, he's currently drawn at barrier gate number 19. There will be changes to those barrier trials, of course, or to those draw for the Vodacom Durban July. And here he comes towards the winning post. Head slightly twisted as he eases him down towards the winning post. But just looking at him from the side here, very nice stride as he goes past that winning post. Going to take some pulling up here. Watch this. Onto the poly track. Eager to rock and roll and stretch out very nicely. I must say, all of the run is a bit of foam down the neck, on the top of that neck facing us there of Head Honcho. But it is starting to warm up very nicely here at Gravel. So just looking at this action, and look at that, he's throwing out those front legs, and he wants to get on with the business at hand, and that is Head Honcho. And as I say, Head Honcho is currently on offer 25 to 1. He worked from the 1,000-meter marker. I'll just give you those times of Head Honcho. 800 meter to finish, 47.45. Just looking at that slow-mo, let's look at that. He's throwing out those front legs as Head Honcho, and Keegan DeMello, who's also riding at the top of his game. And of course, it's Byron Foster here with Andre Nell, and throwing out very nice action. He's 58.5 kilos on the day. 800 to finish, 47.45. 800 meter to finish, 47.45. And the last 400 meters, 23.64. Last 400 meters, 23.64. That was for Head Honcho. Now, just looking for Lady in Black. Lady in Black is Dennis Dreyer, Sean Veal. That will jump off with no companion from the 1,400 meter marker. And it is currently heading down that back stretch. So before it gets to the position of the 14, I don't know if Kevin and Paul want to have a couple of words before they cross back to me. Are you ready for me there, Paul and Kevin?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's a good filly, but this is going to be her acid test. I think she's up against the big boys, and like you said, the late Jack Mitchell's colours. Lovely to see those colours, as we all know. Futura, etc., and so forth have raced in these colours. But Sean Veal is the jockey. He's also in top form as well. Dennis Dreyer as well, as we noticed as we spoke off air. Left, I see Richard Free and Anton Marcus are the only 2 jocks that have won the July. Anton Marcus 5 times, and Richard Ferry on objection. And on the trainer side, Mark de Kock, Joey Ramsden, Dennis Dreyer, Glenn Cotson are the trainers there. But let's go up to Craig. The horses have jumped away. I think it's Rainbow Bridge.
All right, yes, it is indeed, Kevin. Rainbow Bridge, the next gallop. This is for Eric Sands, Gavin Arena, 11 to 2 in the betting. Starts off from the 1,600 meter marker, and I haven't got a name of a companion, so it is with a companion, but we haven't got the name of the companion. But it's Rainbow Bridge, Eric Sands, Gavin Arena, and currently 11 to 2 in the betting on the Vodacom Durban July. Rainbow Bridge will start off from gate number 4, carries 59.5 on the big day, the Ideal World, and he's just tracking his companion. And here comes Rainbow Bridge. He'll get used to this track. So they're going towards that 700 meter region now, and the companion shows the way to Rainbow Bridge. Of course, these are the very famous colours of Mr. and Mrs. Rattray, the red and white quartered. They have yet to win the Vodacom Durban July, so due for a change of fortune in the big one. Big hitters in the race game, the Rattrays. So they turn towards that last 400 metres. They'll come there now, and Gavin just asks for a bit more of an effort. You'll see he just sort of says, come on, boy, let's just pick it up. And here comes Rainbow Bridge. Of course, in his last start, he went down in a tussle. Do it again. He was 3rd on that occasion in the Gold Challenge, and there's a nice workout on hand here for Rainbow Bridge. The 4-year-old bay gelding by Ideal World as he comes down to the winner's line, and he leaves a companion about 10 or 11 lengths behind. And just looking at his action past the winning post, nice elastic-like stride. I'm sure Eric Sands will be over the moon with this workout, and Gavin Arena's feedback as well. So that was Rainbow Bridge. The Ideal World, lightly raced. He's won 6 out of 10. and he made the appearance at in KwaZulu-Natal recently, and a nice workout from Rainbow Bridge. We'll give you those times shortly of Rainbow Bridge. As I say, he'll start off at this stage from stall gate number 4, and Rainbow Bridge is currently on offer 11-2 and 6-1, and currently in picture is Lady in Black. Right, here's the race times. Rainbow Bridge, 800 meter to finish, 48.50. 48.50, and the last 400 meters to finish, 22.65. 22.65. All right, apparently we're going to watch a pre-recording of Baron for Mike de Kock. That is pre-recorded, and there we go. And Baron is following its companion, and this is from the Mike de Kock yard. Baron doing the gallop, and that will start off on the big day. Baron is going to be apparently wearing the red cap. It's currently drawn at stall gate number 6, Mike de Kock and Muzieni. Of course, Muzi is disputing that South African Jockeys Championship, currently with Lyle Hewitson and also with Anton Marcus. So we've got a very exciting sort of month and a half to the end of the season, and it's going to be fantastic. We watch the Gimme the Green Light, Baron following its companion. And this horse also lightly raced, has won 4 out of 7 last time out, won the Jubilee under Anton Marcus. And just looking at that, he's now just being asked to get after his companion before they turn into that home stretch. And I don't know who was the rider on Baron, but they're about to turn into that home stretch, comes around its companion as they get towards that run-in now. So here comes Baron. Of course, that's the Gimme the Green Light. Gimme the Green Light, the only horse to beat Variety Club on 2 occasions. Take note of that. Only horse to beat Variety Club on 2 occasions. He's now being asked to stretch out, and he is doing so. He said, come on, boy, you must pick it up. And here comes Byron, just getting a couple of reminders to get into his stride as they come down to the last couple of meters of their workout. Head slightly twisted, and he's just been asked to pick it up a little bit, is Byron, alongside his companion. I'd like to know who the companion was, but they finished their gallop at the end of the pre-recording of Byron, which was recorded earlier. So they both got their morning blankets on, of course, and yes, Byron nearest us, just been punched out as Lady in Black is milling around at the back of its starting point of 1400 meters. Feet out the irons for Seanville. And of course, Dennis Dreyer, Spanish Galliard. We won't forget that victory of Dennis Dreyer, Spanish Galliard. And that, of course, on that year was in those red silks for the Nicholson and the blue sash of Mrs. Oppenheimer, and also Robbie Sham. Right, here goes Lady in Black. This is a 50-1 shot. No companion, jumping off from the 1400. The filly by Dynasty, of course. Dynasty, as we say, under Robbie Frad. That won the Vodacom Durban July from a wide draw, and here comes Lady in Black, a nice Lopey-like stride, and just nice and relaxed at this stage. On the way to the gate, she was a little bit on her toes, stop and starting, and was just whirling around, but obviously it's also that brisk air of starting these gallops here at Greyville nice and early. And at this stage, Lady in Black, nice and relaxed. And Seanville's got this one on a nice hold, head slightly twisted, but enjoying its gallop at this stage of the game. And we'll start off currently in stall gate number 9. Dennis Dreyer, Seanville, the Dynasty, Drakenstein Stud, and the late Jack Mitchell, and of course those famous colours of Futura and many other horses in the race game. So from this view here, Lady in Black certainly not giving Seanville a difficult time, as it's taking it nice and comfortably as they're about to turn into that stretch with about 500 meters to go. And here's Lady in Black getting to that last 400 meters with that noseband on. And let's see if Seanville's going to ask his horse to quicken up or not, but at this stage he's just taking a nice hold on Lady in Black. He just says, come on, just stretch out a little bit more, with its head slightly twisted. And as they come towards the finishing line with about 100 meters to go, and Seanville sitting nice and relaxed, a very nice gallop as well, and with a nice action as it comes past the winning post. So every horse we've looked at this morning here at Greyville stretched out very nicely indeed, and this is no exception. Lady in Black, the Dynasty, and Sean Veal as they go towards that poly track and the pull-up at the business end of their workout for the Vodacom Durban July. We'll give you those times shortly. We'll give you those times shortly of Lady in Black. As I say, at this stage, stall gate number 9, and Lady in Black, she's currently on offer at 50 to 1. We will get you those times shortly, and all right, we're going to just have an interview with Mike de Kock before we give you those times for the workout of Lady in Black.
Welcome back to the parade ring. Very nice to have trainer Mike de Kock with us today. And Mike, just touch on and share with the public your thoughts on your 2 horses' gallops.
Yeah, it was a good piece of work. Socrates is probably one of the top 2 or 3 milers in the country, so you make any horse work, and that's what we wanted him to have, a good hard blowout.
Hawam?
Yeah, he's in a very good space at the moment. I mean, I know he's not a straightforward horse. You're not easy in the mouth, and it's just the way he's been all his life. But at the end of the day, he gets the job done.
Mike, thank you for your time, and we wish you and your team all the very best.
Okay, pleasure, thank you.
There we go, that's Mike de Kock, and with the feedback on his 2 runners. Let's go back up to Craig. Let's go and watch some more gallops.
All right, let's give you those times. All right, we'll just confirm some time. All right, we're just confirming some times. If I'll get back to you shortly with that, but currently we've had some very nice workouts. We've watched a couple of the pre-recordings of the Vodacom Durban July, and that looks like Twist of Fate. Yes, it is Twist of Fate. And Fresnay, apparently, it's also Fresnay. So the 2 contenders for the July will work together. Right, here's the times for Lady in Black. So it's Lady in Black, 800 meters to finish, 51.68. 51.68 for Lady in Black. And the last 400 meters, 22.93. 400 meters, 22.93. That's the workout for Lady in Black. And I think we're going to go down to Paul and Kevin. All right, apparently we're going to the gallop of Divine Odyssey, and Divine Odyssey is the horse nearest us, Jan Janssen van Vieren, and it's working with a horse called Be Fabulous. That's with the yellow cap, and you'll see that Jan Janssen van Vieren's Divine Odyssey and Kelvin Habib, he's just asking her to stretch as the horse nearest the camera, and it's working alongside Be Fabulous. And yeah, just come on, boy, let's pick it up. Stretch out those front legs as they come down to the business end. And Divine Odyssey is currently a 66 to 1 shot. Currently a 66 to 1 shot for the Vodacom Durban July. And that is the pre-recording workout of Divine Odyssey. Sheldon will take you through the rest of the gallops, and we'll keep you updated. Enjoy the rest of the gallops for the Vodacom Durban July.
Yeah, Kev, just seen Divine Odyssey put up a decent piece of work, and now Dowie Ramsden's 2 runners are out on the track.
Both the Joburg horses left have both been stretched out.
Yes, they have. They've got a couple of smacks. Bahrain got a couple of smacks as well. So Legal Eagle was asked to run a bit too. So they've given them good gallops, probably filmed in the last day or 2.
As Mark says, I think Bahrain is he looks like he's a lazy horse.
Yes.
And Mark says that's him, that's the way he is. But when he comes to the race course, he produces the goods. So that's Bahrain. But there's Twist of Fate out there now.
With Fresnay.
With Fresnay. So we've got 2 July runners that are lead. Looks like Fresnay is definitely going to be the lead pony here. Let's go up to Sheldon. They're jumping away from the mile.
Thanks very much, Kevin. As you can see, Fresnay Took a double jump there and bounced away. Fresnay's gone about 20, 30 lengths clear. And Twist of Fate, this is from the J. Ramsden stable. Both runners from the J. Ramsden yard. I believe Luke Ferraris is on Fresnay. And you can see Fresnay has left the companion totally out of it. You'll see the legs of Twist of Fate in the background. And now Luke Ferraris just takes a little bit of a hold on Fresnay. And this is currently at 70 to 1. Some 70 to 1 available about Fresnay. And at this stage is draw 13 for the J. Ramsden stable, and who'll forget the Conglomerate coming through to win. And now you'll see Twist of Fate. He's made up a lot of ground as Fresnay gets eased right up, going down towards that final 800 meters or so. So Fresnay being eased up, and here comes Twist of Fate, going to move now within a half a length, and Twist of Fate now gets alongside, of course, Twist of Fate. Naresh Juggler will make the trip back to South Africa. Twist of Fate has drawn at 17, and 18 to 1 is available. So Fresnay now takes a seat back in second, and you can see Twist of Fate, who ran second to Awam. The Daily News 2000 beat National Park in the Guineas, and of course ran second to Sukrat in the Guineas at Kenilworth. So yeah, we're going to look at Twist of Fate. The white sleeves on the right hand side as they come to the 400, head slightly twisted in front by a length, and now Fresnay, Luke Ferraris just starts to pump away, moves back to take on Twist of Fate, and both runners from the J. Ramsden stable, of course they'll have the draws to contend with coming to the last 150. Fresnay, the white cap on the left, gets to Twist of Fate, and the other riders just glance at one another and they just put their hands down inside the distance. Fresnay comes back for a neck victory. Twist of Fate back second, and that's the workout from the J. Ramsden team. Of course, the Conglomerate came through, and let's see if they can beat the draw on Vodacom Durban July Day. Twist of Fate has draw 17 at this stage. He'll come in, and Fresnay 13 will also come in, as Magnificent 7 was drawn at 8. So a number of these horses will come in a barrier. There you can see the head-on coming to the last 300 meters, and you can see the public there, the guy on the motorbike. He was obviously going to try and clock the times and the gallops. He was going to race alongside, but he couldn't get there, and Twist of Fate comes at Fresnay. Fresnay, the white cap on the left, gets her head in front. She'll take on Twist of Fate inside that last 75. We'll get back to you with the time. Of course, Fresnay went hard in the early stages and then just got eased up coming to around the 800, and that was to allow Twist of Fate to get back into it. Let's give you Twist of Fate's 800 to finish, 49.52. Twist of Fate, 800 to finish, 49.52, and the 400 to finish, 23.58. 23.58, and Fresnay, the 800 to finish, 49.49. 49.49, and the 400 to finish, 23.55. 23.55. I believe Tilbury Fort will be the recorded gallop, so we can have a look at Tilbury Fort, as Roy had enough is at the 400 on the poly with the companion. But yeah, we're going to look at Tilbury Fort, and I believe the companion is Palou, and they went from the 1500. Raymond Danielson, Tilbury Fort for the powerful Sean Terry stable. Of course, Pomodora Heavy Metal, and there Tilbury Fort will take a seat back in second. He's got the draw on the inside. He's drawn on the paint. Gate 1, Raymond Danielson. Summer Cup winner, beating Dawn Assault. He then went on to beat Will Pays. He finished 4th to Sukrat, and this is a horse who's got the ability. He's won 6 of 26, and he's had 11 placings for over 2.2 million rand in stakes. There you'll see Tilbury Fort is about 2 lengths behind Palou, and they're working on the back stretch round the turn there. And when they come for home, we'll see Tilbury Fort in those yellow and black silks, of course, for the Curries, the Jacobs, Mathens, Van Niekerks, Zogbies, Sean Terry Racing, the Lahoods. Bred by the Armitages, he's a son of Horse Chestnut out of the restructure mare Colleen, so he's bred superbly and he's got all the connections. Who's very, very passionate, and Tilbury Fort, they'll be here. Tilbury Fort, there's some 45 to 1 available, the distinct white markings on his face, and come Vodacom Durban July Day, this is one of the good roughies. Tilbury Fort, if he rises to the occasion, he could be the springer in the pack at around 45 to 1. Palou's on the left-hand side, and now Tilbury Fort Raymond Danielson just getting a little bit more serious, gives him 1 or 2 niggles, head slightly twisted, and here comes Tilbury Fort at Paloo. Gets the seal of approval, and it's going to be Tilbury Fort's workout there. Gets patted on the head and the seal of approval on the neck, and there you can see coming down past the post there, Tilbury Fort, those distinct white markings. Of course, Do It Again's also got some lovely markings, so maybe they could be the exacta. And just a reminder, race 7, the tote pays 6 places. So there's 6 places on the Vodacom Durban July on the tote.
So that's Roy had enough, Doublemint, Made to Conquer.
There's Doublemint and Corne Orfer for the Justin Snaith team, and Roy Had Enough will be on the poly track. There you can see Roy Had Enough, and having a chat to Frank Robinson yesterday, they're just going to breeze him along. Of course, he won the Track and Ball Derby, and he's a horse who's going to be firing. He's going to be fit as they come, Vodacom Durban July Day, and this will just be to stretch and loosen the muscles. He's one of the better looking horses in the game. Roy Had Enough. He's a superb animal, and coming to the last 150 meters on the poly, I believe Enoch Nkaba is the work rider, taking Roy Had Enough through his paces, and coming down the poly, he's absolutely blitzed down and then just gets eased up past the winning post. If you're looking at Roy Had Enough, 50 to 1 from the Frank Robinson stable, and he's a horse who put his hand up and said we can try and get some trifecta quartet money, and they'll be looking for a big run. Roy Mudley, the son of Piero, he's still a colt, and Roy Had Enough. He's a horse who settled down in racing, another one who's gifted with that natural ability from day one. Corne offers on Doublemint, and another horse who's got electric markings, absolutely smashing markings. You can see the stockings on the legs, and this is in the yellow cross sashes. Doublemint for the Honourable Mrs. Foster and Mr. Foster. Scarlet, gold cross sashes, scarlet sleeves with the gold circle, gold cap. Justin Snaith and Corne Orfer, and this son of Twice Over is out of the tail of the cat mare Napita. And I've got to say, Doublemint, when having a chat to Justin Snaith before his last run, well, I'll get back to that. Let me give you Roy Had Enough's 400 to finish. 24.29. Bearing in mind it was on the poly and he wasn't asked to do much. Roy Had Enough, just stretched his legs. 24.29. Right. Getting back to Doublemint, I remember I did the interviews for the weekend show, and Justin Snaith mentioned that his geldings, they got straight into the bit and they were ready for action, whereas the colts just seemed to take a little bit more time. They needed that run or two to come to hand. And looking at Doublemint, he's the colt, and Justin Snaith said he would have needed his introduction when he ran behind Eyes Wide Open in the 1900. And then in the Cup Trial, third to Kampala Campari, that would have been the run that really brought him along. It was a nice, easy run for him. He came through in the latter stages. And if you like Doublemint, plenty of value. 25 to 1 about Doublemint. This is from powerful Justin Snaith camp. Corne Orfer, the right weight, and he's had the perfect prep coming into this contest. There you can see Doublemint. He's another flashing looking individual. He's coming past the 800 meter marker, and here's Doublemint. He's going to stretch out beautifully. He's got some apparatus on the front legs there just to keep him safe and sound for Vodacom Durban July Day. He's got the boots, some sort of boots there as they come to the last 450 meters. And let's just get on to the business end of affairs. Doublemint turning for home. I've just jotted down some weights. If you're a weights man, he's 7 kilos better off with Do It Again in the Sun Met. So 7 kilograms better off with Do It Again, and 6.5 kilograms better off with Rainbow Bridge. So this is the dark horse in the race. Corne Orfer now pumping away, gives him a flick or two, and then just says, come on, let's get this done. And let's have a look at Gravel, and we'll get a bit of confidence out here today. And Vodacom Durban July Day, this is going to be his mission. He's going to be spot on. Doublemint, the Twice Over. As I mentioned, Justin Snaith said the Colts just needed that little bit more time, so the extra 3-4 weeks and a run or two to bring them along. And Justin Snaith did mark Doublemint at the beginning of the season one of the dark horses. So not a man to mince his words. He knows he's dealt with the best of them, and a horse like Doublemint at 25 to 1. certainly worth some each way and exactors. There you can see those lovely markings, and Cornet off. He just seemed to change legs for a stride there. Cornet gave him a flick with the right hand there, and Doublemint is now starting to really stretch those forelegs like pistons coming down to the winning post, and you've got to like that work out of Doublemint. Let's give you the fractions. 800 to finish, 50.59. 50.59, and the 400 to finish, 24.24. 24.24, that is the 400 to finish for Doublemint. Way better off with Rainbow Bridge, and also Do It Again on the Sunmet run.
Welcome back to the parade ring, and I have Gavin Lorena with me, who will be piloting a Rainbow Bridge in the big one. Gavin, would you like to share with the public your thoughts on your horse's gallop this morning?
Obviously I'm very happy with him. He put up a nice workout and he's moving very well. He's in a good space and looking forward to next week.
He seemed to quicken up magnificently in the straight.
Yeah, we just wanted to put a bit of speed into him, and he really turned it on in a couple of strides.
Gav, thanks for your feedback, and travel back safely to Joburg.
Thank you very much, Warren.
There we go, that's Gavin Lorena. And yeah, it was an impressive gallop by Rainbow Bridge, that's for sure. But there's pre-recorded interview that we're going to go and have a look at, and we'll come back to you shortly.
Well, the next gallop is Return Flight. And, well, you can see the runway is not clear there. There's 3 of them. So 3 of them taken through their paces there. And Return Flight, I believe a horse called Shenanigans could also be involved there. Return Flight, Ryan Munger. And he'll be the big race rider come Vodacom Durban July Day. Return Flight, a 50-to-1 shot from the powerful Sean Terry outfit. She's a 3-year-old daughter of Pomodoro, who himself won the Vodacom Durban July for Sean Terry and also for Christopher Nickerg. So these silks, certainly heavy metal, Pomodoro, they've come to the fore. She's got the 2 draw, 52 kilograms on her back. She ran 5th to Silvano's Pride in the Willavington. She beat Insignis. She won the Oaks beating Blossom, and the SA Phillies Classic beating the Fires over the 1800. So she's all about talent. Return Flight. She's done well at the Greyville circuit, and as they come for home with about 600-700 meters to go, there you'll see Return Flight on the left-hand side, and she's going to go through her paces with 2 companions. So they're going to step on the gas. They're going to stretch Return Flight coming to the final 400. There you can see Return Flight. Head slightly cocked towards us, in front by a length from her stable companion in the black, and then it looks like earmuffs on the other companion on the right-hand side. So inside the 300, Return Flight, a 50-to-1 shot from the Sean Terry stable. Big race rider will be Ryan Munger, and he'll be super hungry for a victory or a place in the Vodacom Durban July. So here comes Return Flight. She's a 6-time winner, so a 50% win strike rate from her 12 runs to date, and she's earned over 2.2 million rand in stakes. If you like Return Flight, 50-to-1. There you can see Made to Conquer from the Justin Snaith team. Mark Kahn, 53 kilograms. Messrs Braun, Crow, Johnson. Michael de Broglio is the breeder. Made to Conquer, son of Dynasty. And of course, Dynasty, also a former Vodacom Durban July winner, so they keep it in the bloodlines. Made to Conquer, and if you look at Made to Conquer, he was runner-up last year to Do It Again. So Made to Conquer, he's certainly got the name, he's got the pedigree, he's got the stable, a lot going for Made to Conquer. If you like Made to Conquer, 25-to-1 available, and Made to Conquer being taken through his paces by Mark Kahn. He's going solo, and Made to Conquer, he went from the 1600. And looking at Made to Conquer, good prep. And I think he carried the same weight last year, so he thrives in KZN. And if memory serves me correct, Made to Conquer, I think he carried 53 kilograms last year, so he comes in with the same weight as last year, and certainly a horse that you've got to step back and take a second glance at. He's drawn at 11, so he'll come into Stallgate number 10 with the scratching of Magnificent 7, and that'll bring him into mid-gate there. So a mid-10 gate draw for Made to Conquer, Messrs Braun, Crow and Johnson, and this 16 6-time winner, 1.4 million rand in stakes. Nice loose rein, and you can see that stride, it just gets longer and longer. He's got a loping stride, a good action. He covers the ground very, very well, and this is what you want to see. He's on the bridle, not hard held, but with a nice loose rein, but he's just keeping you interested enough. So of course, Made to Conquer, he'll be looking to go one better. Do It Again won last year. Made to Conquer, of course, Jeff Lloyd tried to do the business, and he just took a stride there coming to the 400. Not sure if he changed legs or he's just coming towards the outside, but he's having a good look at the scenery coming to the last 250 meters. So there, Made to Conquer and Mark Khan. Still on that nice loose rein. You'll see his head very, very focused, his ears slightly back, and he's just enjoying the slight breeze here at Greyville. He's got the name Made to Conquer, pricks his ears as they come to the post, looks at the photographers and the winning post, and who knows what the headlines could be. Made to Conquer, he gave them the look when he came past the winning post. He posed for the cameras, he pricked his ears, and there you can see just holding that bit to say, I'm here for business. Made to Conquer, there you'll see just starts to drift towards the inside, and Mark Khan just takes his right hand off for a stride or two and then gathers his reins. He's got the bridge over the neck there, puts the bridge there, and coming to the winning post. You'll see Made to Conquer as he sees the photographers and the lights flashing. He'll prick his ears and he just takes a slight look. There you'll see twists his head, he looks at the cameras, and who knows, it could be his big payday. Made to Conquer comes through with flying colours. 800 to finish, 52.91. So Made to Conquer, the 800 to finish, 52.91. And as far as the 400 to finish goes, we'll have to get back to you with that one, because it can't be the time we've been given here. So we'll ignore that time for Made to Conquer. We'll give you the 800 to finish in 52.91, and we'll disregard the 400 to finish at this stage.
They put 400 to finish 41 seconds.
Right, on picture is Kemp. Now, yesterday at the races, doing interviews for the weekend show, I was interviewing Shannon Hill, and of course the KZN Breeders, the Million Mile. Kemp was going to have to take her place there, and the Connections, they were waiting with bated breath because she was the first reserve, and of course she's a Grade 1 winner. She'd beaten the likes of O Susanna, Fresnay, and top horses, and the Connections, well, they were just waiting. They thought that they'll be lucky to get a scratching, and when the scratching came through, I had a quick chat to Shannon Hill, and they were relieved because they thought that she was a shoo-in for the Vodacom Durban July, and let's see how history will play out. She now gets a chance. Of course, she won beating Running Brave. She's a horse of high caliber, the byword for the Mears, Manicum, Sadlers, Rob Pickering, the Middlefield stud, and Kemp is for Gareth Wright, Shannon Hill, and Robbie Hill, and this is a horse who's got a companion. And if you go back, Al Peacher, of course, Robbie Hill, he knows how to bring them home in the Vodacom Durban July. He partnered Al Peacher in a breathtaking run, and this could be as a trainer. Let's see if they can do it both, as a jockey and a trainer. And of course, Shannon Hill and Gareth Wright, they all teamed up successfully for the Grade 1 in Gauteng. And Kemp 5-time winner from her 20 runs to date, 1.1 million in stakes. Once again, just a reminder that the race cards, Vodacom Durban July race cards, are on sale at the gift shop for 35 Rand. So you can purchase your race cards on course from the gift shop for 35 Rand. And at Gate 9, CompuTicket, you can get your tickets for the Vodacom Durban July. So if you haven't got your tickets and your race cards or are available on track today, So if you have made your way for the Vodacom Durban July Gallops, go get your race card. They are available, the 12 race program. Of course, we got awesome prizes on the day. We got wonderful pools, a lot going on. We got the fashion, and of course, the big one, the Vodacom Durban July, R4.25 million. There you can see all the keen punters. They've made their way early to Greyville this morning. There you can see the fashion. They're all looking in tip-top condition, as you would expect. Just over a week to go for the big race day, the Vodacom Durban July. And I can tell you, I was here at 5 o'clock this morning, doing the work from 3 o'clock, getting all the bits and pieces ready. Got you to have a look at the Greyville circuit. It was pitch dark this morning. There wasn't a breath of air about. Just having a walk down the track and getting the blood pumping and everything in top nick. And then the horses arrived, the buns, coffee. The jockeys started to make their way through, and as the punters started to arrive, you can just feel that electric atmosphere starting to build. We're just over a week away, of course. Come Vodacom Durban July Day, it will be Saturday the 6th of July. We've got the 12 race program, and there you can see Kemp. She's just soaking in the scenery, and why not? She's a grade 1 winner. She's done battle with top individuals, and she now gets a chance to prove herself in the Vodacom Durban July. Win, lose or draw, she's in the final field now, and she's going to take her chances. Not sure if Kevin and Paul have something to add downstairs. Kemp is taking a nice leisurely stroll, as she might own the day on Vodacom Durban July Day.
Right, thanks, Sheldon. Yeah, Paul's made his way to the front. I'm here all on my own, but there is Kemp. Robbie Hill must be ecstatic. He's got a run with a scratching of Magnificent 7. And if I recall, or my information is right, Kemp was supposed to run on this Saturday. So I don't know if she's going to be taking part with a Gallop today, a run on Saturday, and still the Vodacom July next week. But we'll get confirmation of that. But with the companion, there is Kemp. Let's have a look. I don't know who's on it. I think Gareth Wright. He's got the ride. He won on her in Johannesburg, the Group 1. So she deserves her spot. She's been there. She's consistent, and let's see how Kemp goes. I don't think she's going to be doing too much. She is a fit filly, but it's always good to let them come and have a nice little gallop the Thursday week before the July. But we've seen most of the July runners and even the Joburg ones doing their little bit of a workout. We haven't seen them do too much at Greyville, but in Johannesburg they've been stretched along a little bit and made to work. But yeah, Kemp, I think this says going to be jumping, doesn't say where it'll be jumping. I would think from the 1600, which we call the mile. But as we said earlier as well, Craig asked the question, what is it like for a jock to ride in the July? And as we said earlier, Richard Ferree and Anton Marcus are the only two riders this year's Vodacom July that have won the race. And the trainers, Robbie Hill, he's another jock who's won it as well, but he's a trainer now, and Glenn Kotz and Dennis Dry, Joey Ramsden, Mike de Kock are the other trainers who have trained a July a winner. So quite interesting little stats for you. So there's going to be jocks out there that haven't won it. So it could be a very big day for them, but you can see Kemp is just about ready to jump away. But great to ride in the July as a jock, and I think as a trainer, the hype and the buzz and the parade ring beforehand is always very, very nice as well. But there's the Hollywood girls. They are in front. They look like a little bit chilly out there. Number 19, Kemp is a runner now in the Vodacom Durban July with a scratching of Magnificent 7. So we'll click over just now. I'm sure Kemp will just about be due to jump off. There she is in the colours, the blue and white colours, with a little a pony. I would call them a pony or a companion. Not going to work with a companion, but just to get her to the front. There's, I think, Stacey or Sean. One of the guys are waiting, and they're just getting confirmation that everything's clear. There you are, getting the all clear. Kemp is going to be jumping away. Let's go up to Sheldon for the Gallop of Kemp.
Yes, Kevin, I can confirm that Camphoratus is scratched for Saturday, for this Saturday coming. Camphoratus Stipes permission, having a chat to Shannon Hill yesterday. They were obviously going to take her out when she got her place, so you can confirm Camphoratus for the KZN Breeders, the Million Mile, on Saturday is scratched, and she'll take part in the Vodacom Durban July. So she won't be taking part this weekend. We'll see her in the Vodacom Durban July. That'll be her next race.
Just make an announcement that there's going to be a very important announcement by Gold Circle after the last Gallop. Can they come to the front of the grandstand? An important announcement.
Please note that there will be an important announcement after the last Gallop in front of the grandstand. So if everybody after the last Gallop from Gold Circle, they'll be making a very important announcement. So breaking news, if you want to come through to the front of the grandstand after the last Gallop, there's big news on offer, breaking news from Gold Circle, and that'll be after the last Gallop. So make your way towards the front of the race course by the racetrack. Breaking news on offer from Gold Circle. And there you can see Camphoratus. She'll jump from the 1400. And this year's Vodacom Durban July, I'll be doing the on-course and for Teletrack, and my dad will be doing the television broadcast. My dad will be doing his 34th July, so the 34th July call, and I'll be going for my 17th call this year. So really looking forward to it. Like I mentioned early this morning, 5 o'clock here. The butterflies, the goosebumps, the adrenaline pumping, an electric atmosphere. There was nobody on course this morning. It was nice, cool, calm and collected. But come Vodacom Durban July Day, if you've never been here, you'll never experience anything like this in your lifetime. So get down to the Vodacom Durban July. It's an electric, once-a-year opportunity. There you can see Camphoratus just throwing her head for a stride or two, the daughter of Byword. She's out of the horse chestnut mare, Wild Camphor, and Gareth Wright for Robbie and Shannon Hill. There you can see stargazing, head slightly up. And when looking at Camphoratus, of course, they've done their prep for this Saturday's race, so obviously they're just going to have to change their program slightly. She was a reserve runner, but they're going to have to go to plan B and C, and exactly what they do back home. They're all professionals, so they'll have it all sorted out. And this morning on the float, Camphoratus makes her way down to Greyville, just taking a slight tug, but not overdoing it too much. She's just showing that enthusiasm, showing her well-being. And when they come to the 500, you'll see Gareth Wright is just swinging onto her, but he's not fighting her, he's not pulling her, he's just allowing her to do her action. There you can see at the 400, she's actually changed gears now. You can see she's just starting to stretch. She's now in full flight coming to the 300. And if you like Camphoratus, 60 to 1 available at this stage. And of course, with all the card calls and all the betting frenzy and action going on, who knows, you could get close to 100 to 1 Camphoratus. Horses like Do It Again, Hawam, there's going to be wonderful places and prices on offer. And of course the tote pays 6 places. Race 7, the tote pays 6 places. And here you see Camphoratus still eager to do the business. Number 19, Gareth Wright. This is for Shannon and Robbie Hill. Robbie Hill, of course, rode Al Peacher. So let's see if he can do it as a jockey and a trainer. That'll certainly go down in the history books again. There you'll see Camphoratus, another one with those distinct markings on the face. So you've got a number of horses who've got lovely markings. So maybe make your quartet up with those horses with the wonderful markings. So when studying your form, if you're not a form studier, then go to the markings and looks. And Camphoratus, another one with very distinguishable looks out here. The 800 to finish is 56.54. 56.54. We've got no time for the 400 to finish, but that is Camphoratus, who gets into the Vodacom Durban July. She was the first reserve runner, but with Magnificent 7 coming out late yesterday afternoon, Camphoratus, the Grade 1 winner, she cements her place in this year's Vodacom Durban July. Then the 4-year-old filly, Miyabi Gold, the Silvano, out of the Western Winter mare, Mkushi Gold. For the Hamiltons, the Johnsons, bred by Daytona Stud. From the Justin Snaith camp, 52 kilograms with a rating of 105, Samanga Kamalo. Miyabi Gold, 60 to 1. You can get 60 to 1 about Miyabi Gold.
Heavy metal, I think, here.
Of course, Heavy Metal was partnered by Samanga Kamalo in a driving finish for Sean Terry. And just an easy canter for Miyabi Gold. She's been to Greyville. She enjoys her stay in KwaZulu-Natal. And when having a chat to Justin Snaith, she's a horse who usually takes a run just to get her breathing in order. But she came straight to the party when beating Sabina's Dynasty in the Scarlet Lady over 1750 in the soft conditions. And then last time, a decent third to Roy's Rivera. She moved up on the outside Miyabi Gold, and she looked a potential winner coming to the 250, and then Roy's Rivera and one other runner managed to get in front of her, but Miyabi Gold with 52 on her back, she's got the 5 draw, and Samanga Kamalo, he's going to be very, very hungry for another win in the prestigious Vodacom Durban July. Here's Miyabi Gold coming to the 700-meter marker, and like we said, she's not been asked to do any more than she has to. She's here to show her well-being, and as the rest of them, they all look, as should be, in tip-top condition. They all 10 out of 10 for the occasion. At this stage, their preparation should all be spot on, just over a week away to the Vodacom Durban July, and at this stage, they all done their work back home. They had to present themselves and show the well-being for the Vodacom Durban July Gallops, and Miyabi Gold, that 400 to finish. You can't even take count of it today because she's just going very easily coming down to the final 180, and she's just showing the crowds and her supporters that she has been here before. She enjoys KwaZulu-Natal, and another one for the Justin Snaith team. So here comes Miyabi Gold. Samanga Kamalo will ride for Justin Snaith from draw 5 on Vodacom Durban July Day. Once again, just that important announcement, breaking news coming through from Gold Circle. So if you want to make your way to the front of the grandstand, to the racetrack, we're about to have some breaking news, and this is going to set the trend. Just giving you that time for Miyabi Gold, the 800 to finish, 54.34. 54.34. The 400 to finish, 26.48. 400 to finish, 26.48. And that is the morning's wrap for the Vodacom Durban July Gallops. From the Gallops perspective, and like I mentioned, if you're on course, get your coffee, tea, sticky bun, and make your way to the front of the grandstand by the racetrack. Gold Circle has some breaking news on offer.
Right, there we have it now. We've just seen all the gallops from Greyville Racecourse and from Johannesburg, which was Rheinkiesfontein. We saw the likes of Bahrain, Legal Eagle, Tilbury Fort, Return Flight, Zilzal and Divine Odyssey in Johannesburg, and we've seen the guys in Durban now with some quite impressive gallops. I thought Rainbow Bridge galloped very nice. Hawam, we all respect him, but this is his acid test. This is the first time he's going to be racing against the older horses. Do It Again, last year's winner with the top weight of 60 kilos. Magnificent looking horse, and it was lovely to see the colours of Nick Johnson on the last horse, Miyabi Gold, galloping as well. So there we go. As Sheldon says, there's a very, very, very important and huge announcement that's going to be made in front with the Gold Circle team. I think Paul Leff is in front there with Michelle Narek. Babu is there as well. So we're going to back ourselves head towards the front of the grandstand where the announcements will be made, and then the July panel, which consists of myself, Paul, and I'm not sure the other two guys as well. I think maybe Sheldon could be down there as well. We'll be chatting about the gallops, but let's go over to Paul for this very, very important notice. Over to you.
Hi, good morning to everybody. We are here to announce a new sponsorship deal that has taken place. But firstly, let me introduce the guys sitting alongside me. I've got Director of Gold Circle, Bubba Noonan, and I've also got Devin Heff, who's Brand and Communications Manager for Hollywood Bets, and our Vice Chairman is Neil Butcher on the end. And a new deal has been struck. It's been worked on over the past few months between Gold Circle and Hollywood Bets for naming rights. And we're pleased to announce that it has been concluded, and it's a deal that will be worth 10 million over the next 3 years. But to tell you how it will affect Gold Circle, Director Bubba Noonan.
Thank you, Paul, and good morning, everybody. You know, it's testing times, and we welcome Hollywood Bets for their sponsorship. Hopefully, in the next few years and going forward, we will get a better color added to the added to Greyville, Hollywood Greyville, as well as Hollywood Scottsville. Welcome to Hollywood Bets. Thank you very much for your sponsorship.
Devin, what does it mean to your group, the Hollywood Bets, this type of sponsorship?
Yeah, thanks, Laf, and good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's absolutely massive. It's fantastic to be here this morning. I mean, to be the naming holders, the naming rights for Hollywood Bets Greyville and Hollywood Bets Scottsville. I mean, to think 20 years ago we started 2 minutes just down the road here at Argyle Road. You know, I mean, we had a 4-terminal shop. And now we've got 81 shops across South Africa employing over 5,300 people. And I mean, it's amazing how we've seen the company grow and how we've taken our purple color across South Africa and now to KZN and the race courses. So yeah, we're very excited.
So these boards are going to go up soon?
Yeah, we started last night already. I mean, we couldn't start until the last race finished yesterday. So a few guys had a few surprises this morning when they came in. But we got an incredible team, and I think it just shows what's in store for the next 3 years. And that, yeah, we do things fast, we do things with energy, and we do things with a lot of fun.
Absolutely. You guys are synonymous with success, and we warmly welcome your sponsorship and your teams and your father's involvement, and to everybody. And thanks very much, Devin.
No, thank you, Laf. Thank you.
Right, guys, that concludes our little handing over ceremony. We will be back with the panel on the July Gallops.
Welcome back to the parade ring, and thanks very much to the team that have got involved with today's production. And we're going to spend a few moments. It's nice to have Andrew Harrison with me, the publishing manager, the media centre manager with me. Andrew, first of all, welcome to the Gallops, and a wonderful time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the highlight of the entire season as far as I'm concerned. The July is the July. Everybody wants to be here.
Let's now talk about what we've just witnessed, what we've just seen. Hollywood Bets Greyville, naming rights, Hollywood Bets Greyville, Hollywood Bets Scottsville, and it's just wonderful, really wonderful.
Yeah, Owen Heffer and his team they do a good job. They're on the ball, they never miss a beat. You go to Cape Town for the Met, and they're there at the airport dishing out all their goodies. They know how to market themselves, and it's great to be with Hollywood.
It's all about marketing, as you say, marketing and customer delivery, customer service, and that's what you get, as you say. They're at the airport, they're a step ahead. The work that you've heard from Devin, they've been working through the night to get the signboards out, and they own a lot of racehorses. They've put their money into the game, and I think there's just exciting times.
No, definitely. There are no slackers at Hollywood. That's what I know. Yeah.
Owen Heffer, absolutely. And having had the privilege of working for him for many years myself, along with a couple of us, we know how the system works. We know how they work, and we know what they expect. And to partner with Gold Circle, just fantastic.
Yeah, Owen wasn't a bad cricketer in his time. We used to play with the media game. So I've known Owen for a long time, and that's probably why he sponsors the cricket as well.
Talking to some of Owen's family here at the races, or at the Gallops at least, it's nice we'll be able to get the cricketers to come racing, and the racing people to go to the cricket, and the jockeys to get involved, and everyone to get involved. And I think it's just going to marry everything together.
Yeah, the more sporting personalities that we can get involved in racing, raise the profile of racing, And if you get a bloke like Faf du Plessis owning a few horses, mind you, after England, I don't know if he want to own anything, but yeah. So if you get blokes like that involved in racing, it might catch on some other people.
We can see on the monitors there was a picture, they've come back to us now, but there was a lovely picture. They're having photographs taken and they're doing all that in the front where we're going to be shortly for the panel discussion. But the Hollywood ladies are always groomed to perfection. They've always got their Hollywood uniforms on, and it's purple, it's bright, and I think it's as Devon said, it really epitomizes what they are. They're bright, they're vivacious, they're vibrant.
Yeah, and you can see purple all over the country. You drive through Bloemfontein and you see the Hollywood bus going through there, and they ride over me at Ashburton every morning. So yeah, no, they're on the ball.
Some of the horses look to be either leaving for the Gallops or arriving for the sales. I think some of the horses are arriving for the sales that are going to come up a little bit later on today. But let's talk about the Gallops now. It's been a great morning and we've had some wonderful people here. Nice to see some owners come out, and we've got Nick Johnson here and some various other owners, the guys from Strigel Stud, just to name a few, Roy Mudley. Who impressed you this morning?
I must say that the three favourites impressed me. I thought Do It Again galloped exceptionally well. Looked outstanding in the parade ring, and he looks really relaxed.
How's that stride? He's got a magnificent stride, a beautiful action.
Yep, just on those gallops, I think he's the horse to beat. I thought Rainbow Bridge galloped very well. Nahuam, we know he's a difficult customer. He gave Anton a bit of a hard time, but yeah, he looked like he wanted to oil. So from gate 3, we'll see how he goes.
Andrew, Head Honcho, a lot of people are talking about Head Honcho, and he looked well. And your thoughts on his gallop?
Yeah, I thought he's got sort of a funny stride. He sort of floats off the ground, you know. He doesn't sort of stretch. So, but I mean, he nearly won the Met. He only got caught that last bit. So it was a fair gallop.
Track here would suit, surely.
I think so. Yes. Yeah. Gravel's a galloping track here.
Your thoughts on Head Honcho's last run? It would have obviously been a preparation for the big one. To be honest, I was a little disappointed. I thought he would have won that day. But be that as it may, that's just my opinion. What did you think of it?
Well, he was up against Matador Man, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Matador Man is a Gravel Milo. That's his track. He probably win on Saturday as well in the KZN Breeders.
Well, you jumped the gun there, which is fantastic, because of course we've got the KwaZulu-Natal Breeders taking place this weekend. And you've answered the question, Matador Man, you say the one to beat.
I would say so. He loves the Gravel Mile. He doesn't fluff his lines often here.
I'll come back to Andrew in a moment, but ladies and gentlemen, you've got to understand that, as I said yesterday on Gold Circle TV, there is action like you can't believe. There's this afternoon, well, now we're going to go and do the panel discussion, so if you're on course, stay and listen, enjoy a coffee, and come and listen to the panel discussion with Paul Lafferty, Kevin Shea and myself. And then, of course, there's the super sale taking place a little later this afternoon. And then on Saturday we've got the KwaZulu-Natal Breeders' Race Day, the KwaZulu-Natal Yearling Sale, and comedy evenings and panel discussions at Track and Ball. Let's talk about Track and Ball, because I think it's tomorrow night. There's the Track and Ball card call with Dees Dynant and Anthony Delpesh. That's a great evening.
Yeah, it should be a good evening of entertainment, and you've got two of the most knowledgeable people in racing giving you the office. So yeah, definitely a place to be if you can get there.
Yeah, you've got to get to Track and Ball, there's no doubt about that, because as we said, Track and Ball, they offer good odds, they offer wonderful odds. They've got that happy hour every day where they do a stretch for you, and as I said, it's well documented, well advertised on the Track and Ball website, on the Track and Ball Facebook page. There's a great evening tomorrow night. Is a great evening tomorrow night where Dees Dynant, as I said, and Anthony Delpesh will be doing a card call for the Vodacom Durban July at the Track and Ball. So get to Track and Ball, ladies and gentlemen. Any Track and Ball, because I believe it's going to be shown right throughout, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, so July, week's time, just over a week's time, we're all excited.
We certainly are, but that's going to be a wrap from us. And lovely talking to Andrew Harrison, to touch base with him. And as we said, we've got a fantastic couple of days ahead. And if this hasn't got your heart racing, well, then nothing will.